Hi everybody, this is Father Moki coming to you from Good Shepherd Church here in Wailuku, Maui. Today is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. Normally we tape Chicken Chat on Wednesdays, but tomorrow is Veterans Day and we're closed here at the church, so we're bringing this to you on Tuesday with no chickens. And there's a reason that there are no chickens, everybody. Because I no longer feed them French fries, the chickens don't come. And so I think we should extrapolate that to our life in the church. If we feed people, they come. If we don't feed them, they don't come. So let's remember to be hospitable and welcoming and pray for one another and continue to feed one another so that people will come. Anyhow, at least I have Marcelino here with me, and I have Mini Moki with me. This is a felt sculpture that was given to me by Lynn Jordan in Tennessee, and she made it in her home and sent it all the way here to Hawaii. So I now have a Mini Me, so that when I leave Mini Me in my office, Marcelino doesn't get lonesome and he's got company. So thank you, Lynn. I love this. We do have several birthdays this week. Lili'uokalani, Eliza Agpoon, Nali Yagin, Purificacion Adzwara, and Julito Bumanglag. Happy birthday to all of you this week. This coming Sunday, we are honoring Queen Lili'uokalani here at Good Shepherd Church. Our virtual service will have readings done by the Kahuna Pule of the Royal Order of the Kamehameha, Bill Garcia. And also because Carissa and Ferdinand have time off for bereavement, I sent up some smoke signals to some folk that I knew in Honolulu, and so we're going to have some very nice Hawaiian musical offerings this coming Sunday at the virtual worship and also at the in-person worship, because we show the videos of the music during those services. And then the following Sunday we have the Feast of the Holy Sovereigns to honor Queen Emma and King Kamehameha IV, our diocesan founders, and also the people who gave us this land on which our church sits. So we are honoring them not only with our worship, but also by the ingathering of our pledges, which I will bless on that day. We have had a number of pledges come in early, and we are up to over $65,000 in pledge commitments for 2021. And so I'm very pleased and very proud of the congregation for that. Please remember that every week we do have 3 offerings for you for worship. 5 p.m. on Saturday afternoon here in the office courtyard in person, and then a virtual service that premieres at 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. Although you don't have to get up that early to watch it, you can log on whenever is best for you. And then we have an in-person service in the parish sanctuary at 9 o'clock a.m. So please join us for any one of those services, and know that they all go toward the Sunday count. So please don't feel that you're shortchanging yourself or anybody else by staying home if that's where you feel safest. We really feel obligated to honor that. Also, please support our youth and young adults from Good Shepherd and their offering of Compline at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evenings via Zoom, Facebook Live. Same for our diocesan youth Compline, led by Father Jar Pasalo, who was raised up from this church. That's on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on the diocesan Facebook page. I would like to thank Alfredo Evangelista for his wonderful stewardship message this past weekend. Also would like to thank Jeannie Abe, Chancellor Brown, and Tony Paul for their messages. They were very heartfelt, and I believe have added to the success of our stewardship efforts thus far. We do have centering prayer on Tuesdays, so after this taping, I'm going to dash home and get ready for that. There is a link provided by the church office, and I really encourage you to join us because we read from Rob Bell's book, How to Be Here, and then we have a 20-minute discussion, and then we read the names of all the people on the pastoral care prayer list, and then sit in silent prayer for those people. So today I will do that, and as soon as that's over, I'll jump in the shower and get ready and dash off to the Kahigal residence on Papa Street for the last night of novena for Gloria Kahigal. Her services will be next week. We will broadcast her Requiem Mass that will be held at 5:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary of the parish. Unfortunately, we have to do the in-person part of that by invitation only because of social distancing requirements. Then on Friday, November 20th, from 9 to 11:30, the public is welcome to go to Ballad Mortuary on the Hana Highway to pay last respects to Gloria. They can only let 10 people in at a time, however. And then at 11:30 we will do a short commendation, which we will also put on Facebook Live. There will be a eulogy at that time. And then after that we'll go up to Maui Memorial for a private burial at 12:30, which we will also broadcast on Facebook Live. If you have any questions about that, please call the office or pop me an email or a text and I'll clarify for you. This past week I've had a number of different meetings, been with the Kahigal family every night for novena. On Sunday morning after church, I went down to the parish hall to see Dutch, Michelle, and Jacob, and found out that they were cooking kalua pork and cabbage, and I was so bummed that I couldn't stay because it looked really good. But maybe next time they're there, I'll be able to partake of that. I wasn't able to stay because I had to dash off to Halenanea on Kahului Harbor to film the Royal Order of the Kamehameha doing our readings for our upcoming Hawaiian services. I'm very, very grateful for their willingness to participate, and I extend a deep mahalo nui loa to them. In considering the novena, or a story about the novena, I did have a lot of reserved sacrament after services on Sunday, and so I took them down to the novena with the reserved sacrament wine and distributed communion to the people who had come to the novena. And it was so touching because one lady saw that I was doing this, and I could see her antenna going up, and she just stood up and held her hands like this. And when I came around, she put her hand out for the bread, and it was like she had been longing for that bread for so long. And afterwards she came up and said, thank you so much. And I just asked, how long has it been since you've taken communion? And she said 10 months. So it was really a sweet thing to see how important that is to people, and how this church can provide that and feed people, not only physically but also spiritually. And it was just a beautiful thing, and I felt compelled to share that story with you. And then after I gave her communion, I walked around and sort of scanned the crowd to see who wanted, and there were so many people who were taking their hands and going like this, asking for the wafer. So I thought it was good that we, in spite of all the challenges that we're going through right now, we still long for the presence of Christ in our midst, and the presence of Christ comes to us. And that was a wonderful symbolism at that novena that night. And now my notes are upside down. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Update for everyone. We had Hallelujah 1 through 7 last week, and now unfortunately it's Hallelujah 1 through 6. I noticed this morning that there was one missing, but I noticed that Harriet does have one chick who tends to stray around, and so hopefully Hallelujah number 7 will show up. I haven't really seen them very much here in the courtyard because, like I said, I'm not feeding them French fries anymore. But I have noticed Harriet down by the bell tower, so all is well. And everyone, the chicken of the week this week is Harold the Herald. Harold the Herald is a chicken who crows very loudly and calls people to come to worship here at the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherd. He's just as good as Peter ringing the bell 12 times. And what Harold does is he hops up on the top of the bench and he says, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" And then all the chickens come. Just like when Peter rings the bell, all the people come. So Harold, for your efforts at evangelism and bringing people to the church, we name you Chicken of the Week. Congratulations to you, Harold. Thank you, everybody. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.